Yes, welcome back once again. So tonight I want us to talk about something that is very pivotal to our society, and that is the place of a family, the unit of a family. Because when you look at how nations form, at the origin of nations, one thing you're going to find at the core are families. And now that is something we are seriously ignoring. Because you see, it is a family, then a society, community, then you come to a national level, and before you know it all, we are having nations forming up. You understand? It is usually one individual from a family, then before you know it all, it's a big organization. So now, how come we are ignoring things that are very pivotal to a nation? How come? The first things even God made, it was a family. It was a family. So you cannot talk about transforming the world or transforming a nation without primarily transforming your family. It's impossible. It is impossible, because this effect must be felt in your family, because it is from the family that we get generational leaders, we get the spiritual leaders, we get all the economists, the policy players, and all those things. So we cannot ignore the things that are very important and pivotal to us. You get what I'm saying? So now, one man actually one time said that if you want to change the world, go back home and love your family. I quote. Said, if you want to change the world, go back to your home and love your family. Family is a very important thing in our society. Family is a very important thing to society. Look at all the problems we are having in our society. If you to go at the grassroots, number one, you find most of the people that are causing those problems, because problems are caused by people. That is the truth. If you're to examine your life and see the challenges you've ever faced in this life, the problems you've encountered, you'll find there was one person. There were human beings behind those problems. Likewise, nations, our countries, the problems they face, it's because of people. And these people come from families. So how about we went back and dealt with some of these issues? You understand? Families are lacking leaders. Families are lacking fathers. Responsible fathers, I must add. Families are lacking responsible mothers. You know, the Bible says that when a son is profiting, it is the father that takes the blessing. It is an honor to the father. But when a son is bringing shame, the blame is put to the mother. So now we cannot undermine the responsibility of women, mothers, when it comes to national building. We cannot. We cannot. Because they have a role to play. They have a role to play in how families come about. So let us handle the issue of family, and I know it will definitely have our perspective changed. God is very much interested in families. Is very much interested in families. So we should not do away with families. Now let me address something here. Family, not limiting it. It can be your bloodline people. They can be people that you meet in society. You know, it's possible to meet people and they become so attached to you. When you look at David in the Bible, he met Jonathan. Jonathan was not his biological brother, but they connected in such a deeper way. And you can examine the role of that friendship in the reign of David's kingship. You can see how Jonathan helped David to ascend or rise to power. So we should not limit family necessarily to the people we are attached to biologically, but expanding it, there are people that we meet as we go through the journey of life, and these people are having a very, 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 very strong impact on our lives. Why family tonight? I strongly believe that it is from families. Number one, we get responsible leaders. It is from family that we get people that profit our societies. We would not be having the problems we have in our societies, in our nations today, if we had functional families in our societies. Looking at this part of the world, Africa, most of the problems we have, talk about the unemployment, all the problems we have in our societies, we can interlink them to one thing: family. There was a father who did not play his role. There was a mother who did not play their role, her role, and that in such a manner it begins to have a ripple effect on our child is born. You understand? The unit of a family has been designed in such a way that two people meet, and when these two people meet, they become one. When they become one, they give existence to another human being or human beings. That is if they give birth to a big number of children. So it is these children that grow up, but if they are not trained in the way they should go, because there is a template that has been designed, or now children in a family, all things in a family should run. So if you don't follow that template, we are most likely to have dysfunctional people that are going to become impotence to society, that are going to become a problem to our society. There is a very big likelihood of that thing. So we need to examine that. Imagine a father, a man, who gets a woman, gets her pregnant, and you disappear from her life. Do you know how much pain she's going to go through to have to raise that child? Because let me tell you, life has been designed in a way that families are run. A family is run by two people. Their responsibilities by nature that have been assigned to man, their responsibilities by nature that have been assigned to a woman. So when you carry responsibilities by divine order that have been assigned to be performed by a man, and you set them to a woman, you antagonize, you dismantle, you break the whole chain of how the thing works. So you find a woman, she's taking up manly responsibilities, and honestly it is not within her means to do. It is not. So they begin to break down. They begin to break down. Imagine, I am sure you've seen men. You can tell a man that was raised by a single mother. You can tell a man, you can tell a woman that was raised by a single father. You can tell, and you can tell people that we are raised by both. However, there are times God helps people in different ways. God helps people in different ways. Opportunities, things happen along their way that God brings. I oftentimes call them destiny parents. Society calls them father figure, a mother figure, parental figures. They come in this individual's life and they begin to instill the right template on how a family is supposed to be done. Because people are a reflection of their past. You cannot expect someone that was not raised by a functional father. You cannot expect someone that was not raised by a functional mother to give society a better product. No. And like they always say, you either know history or you rely on your ignorance. This person is most likely to repeat what he saw in his life. So we are having family breaking. Family breaking. But what is the right ideal? The right thing is we should have parents that are available. Take up the responsibility. If you say you're marrying this person, marry them, accept the commitment you are entering, and build a right family and build a functional family. We are having a lot of dysfunctional families in Africa. In Africa. And how do I know that? Some of the problems we are having in our governments, people swindling state funds for their own personal benefits. Oftentimes such people, there was a missing link in how they are raised. It is there. If you're to look down, sometimes what they are dealing with is that accumulated pain inside. Oftentimes it's what they are dealing with. You understand? Family is a very important thing in our society. Don't break away from family. Do not dismantle the chain of family, because it is how it gives formation, it gives shape, it gives a runway for the nation. It gives a template to the coming generation. If I saw my parents do the right thing, that is the template I'm going to hand over to my children. But if that never occurred to me, how do you expect me, unless the mercies of God intervene, how do you expect me to do the right thing? You understand? So let us go back and see how we can reshape these things, because family has a role it plays in nation building. Parents have a role they play in nation building as well. You understand? These things are very important. You see, the butterfly effect happens in a very, very, very subtle way that you don't know how much effect a small thing can have. Do you know a president can be born in a family, and because parents in that time family cannot actually discern that what they have in their home is an upcoming national leader, head of state. Because if they know the intentionality they will put to raising that young man, who will be of raising out a king. But because they can't discern, a lot is messed up. A lot is messed up. We lose a leader, you know, we lose a nation. You understand? Let's take a break, we'll be right back.